the Four Noble Truths, and the Eightfold Path has led to a greater emphasis on meditation and intellectual inquiry. This has resulted in a more individualistic approach to spiritual practice, with less emphasis on ritual and devotion. In contrast, in other Asian countries, the emphasis on emptiness and the bodhisattva has led to a greater emphasis on compassion and altruism. This has resulted in a more communal approach to spiritual practice, with greater emphasis on ritual and devotion. Another impact of these differences is on the types of institutions and organizations that have developed to support Buddhist practice. In India, there is a strong tradition of monasticism, with monks and nuns living in monasteries and practicing meditation and study. In other Asian countries, there is also a strong tradition of monasticism, but there is also a greater emphasis on lay practice and the development of lay organizations to support spiritual practice. Finally, these differences have also had an impact on the way Buddhism has been perceived by non-Buddhists in these regions. In India, Buddhism has often been seen as a philosophical system or a way of life, rather than a religion. In other Asian countries, Buddhism has often been practiced alongside other religious traditions, leading to greater syncretism and a blending of different beliefs and practices. Challenges of maintaining authenticity. As Buddhism has spread to different parts of Asia, there have been challenges in maintaining the authenticity of the teachings and practices. One of the challenges has been the influence of local beliefs and customs on Buddhist practices. In some cases, this has led to the creation of hybrid forms of Buddhism that blend Buddhist teachings with elements of other religions or cultural practices. Another challenge has been the preservation of the scriptures and teachings of Buddhism. Over the centuries, many Buddhist texts have been lost or destroyed, and there have been disputes over the authenticity of certain texts. In addition, as Buddhism has spread to new regions, new texts and commentaries have been written, leading to differences in interpretation and practice. To address these challenges, there have been efforts to preserve and promote the authentic teachings of Buddhism. In India, for example, there has been a revival of interest in the Pali Canon and the Sanskrit Sutras, and efforts have been made to translate and publish these texts in local languages. In other Asian countries, there have been efforts to standardize the scriptures and establish a common set of teachings and practices. Role of technology and globalization. The spread of technology and globalization has had a significant impact on the practice of Buddhism in different parts of Asia. The availability of digital technologies and social media platforms has made it easier for Buddhists in different countries to connect and share their experiences and practices. This has led to greater cross-cultural exchange and the emergence of new forms of Buddhist practice. At the same time, the globalization of Buddhism has also raised concerns about the commercialization and commodification of the religion. Some critics have accused Buddhist institutions of exploiting their followers for financial gain, while others have raised concerns about the loss of authenticity and tradition in the face of Western influence. To address these concerns, there have been efforts to promote ethical and sustainable forms of Buddhist practice, and to establish standards for the commercialization of Buddhist products and services. In addition, there have been calls for greater dialogue and collaboration between Buddhist practitioners and scholars from different parts of the world. The future of Buddhism in Asia. As Buddhism continues to spread and evolve in Asia, there are several trends that are likely to shape its future development. One of the most significant trends is the increasing role of women in Buddhist practice and leadership.